And we got okay. Then I push another button. Don't what button? This one. I'm learning the buttons. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Mother Love Show with the even more fabulous Mother Love. Coming to you live in a living. Oh, I got to put. Ooh, Lord, there's too many buttons. Too many. Anyway, we got the buttons going. We got the buttons going. And I am so pleased and honored to have on the program, in the building, in the house with me today, Mr. Prime Black. Welcome to the show. And tell everybody what Prime Black means.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How everybody doing around the world?
So
It's an
tell
honor.
people
It's an
what
honor. It's a
Prime
humble
Black,
honor to be here.
Prime Black. Okay. Tell people who Prime Black is and what Prime stands for.
Prime is right now. Prime Black in the time that we're living in right now. God is watching all of us. And so that energy, I want that energy to maintain and sustain as it should be. And please stands for. And that's what we need to keep doing, is keep remembering that the energy that we have right now, we need to keep giving the roses to all the people that have paved the way and done the work. And we here doing the work. And so we just banging on the door of success. And that's what it means, staying strong and bold.
Speaking of success, I don't know what rock I have been up under that I did not know that hip hop was 50 years old. I couldn't believe it went that fast. And yesterday we were watching the salute to 50 years of hip hop. And I mean, I was up jumping. I'm gonna pay for it today. My hip gonna go out. I'm just gonna be walking on a stick because I got up and everybody looked beautiful. And I didn't know that this has been going on since August the 11th. That was the 50th anniversary of hip hop. It started in New York. 50. I gotta tell you this. And I like the hip hop from the call it the golden era. I didn't know that hip hop has in its 50 years of being on the planet, it has morphed and rebuilt and reimagined who they were. And 10 cycles hip hop went through. Now, how many people 10 cycles. And you as a rapper and a producer, what attracted you to the genre?
Hip hop is the lyrical newspaper of our time. It speaks it speaks soul. It speaks to the agony, the struggle, the jubilation, and aspiration. Keep on walking, keep on. And so it lets us all know that we can't give up and we ain't taking no mess. I think that's what, especially us as black folks. That's where it was a music that was, I wouldn't say rebellious, but it was. And it still stands for something. It still holds and stands to the test of time now. And that genre was something that, being told that my skin was not welcomed for the first time. I knew what that meant when I heard that through a song with lyrics over a rhythm and a melody. And so to put that orchestra, like alchemy, people were sonic alchemists, and to see people put music together thoroughly like that, and because of the time before where we weren't able to use words, we weren't able to read and to be educators, for us to be able to create a genre of music that was a culmination of all of the artistry and the essence within Black society, a Black struggle, a Black future, and just everything in essence. It brought it became a universal to where we can celebrate it in 50 years. That is beautiful. That's half a dollar, and so that's a beautiful essence that we're living in.
They
said they try to stop
kids out there making all that noise, twirling around on some cardboard. I don't know what's wrong with them. Now they all act like they got some kind of demon possessed in them. And I'm like, now why would you go all the way from dancing and expressing yourself and your creative talent to it's got to be demons in there? What? You can have pastors that have congregations that can have demons up in there, and you won't even acknowledge, because for a long time they didn't even the music industry didn't even want to acknowledge the coming of hip hop, the coming of rap. And then I think this one really jacked them up when they started having women MCs and they was spitting just like you were. I mean, it was just, I was just enamored with it yesterday. I mean, it brought back memories for me. Oh yeah, because I guess
Yeah.
I was like grown when it started hip hop. I was like, oh yeah,
Hmm.
I had my songs. I had the ones that I like. Who
Oh yeah.
inspired you? Because you're a storyteller in your music as well, and all of
Yeah.
them are storytellers.
I, everybody in their own way in that whole event, it just resonated. It brought me back to every moment that I heard every one of their songs, and so I want to thank them all for
Oh
bringing me back to that moment. You know, like we all needed that, and so just to have that whole energy, everybody inspired me in some capacity in there. So I pay homage and give roses to every single person that was in there, because it was, like you said, it was a time where this was not accepted.
my.
This was like demonized. When we speak power to truth fashion, that emotion through breakdancing, through graffiti, through somebody saying that I'm not going to take your mess no more. Just like I said, it's a lyrical newspaper. It was able to the stories and the atrocities and just everything that we were going through, and everybody did their own part in every region and every location. I love the fact that, you know, that everybody was able to be highlighted. Let's not take away from the fact that the Grammys, it took them a long time to even give homage to this platform as this genre, you know, um, that was not accepted, like Will Smith to end the show off. You know, he was one of the first pioneers to actually bring that up. But it was
He
like at
was
that
the
event.
first. He was the first rapper.
Yeah.
Him and Jazzy Jeff, they were the first rappers and DJ that won a Grammy. And that said, and this is what I really have to pay homage to the fact that as they were going through the industry and creating a new genre and putting down footprints, the fact
Yeah.
that they didn't allow their soul to be taken from them. I mean, when they got nominated, it finally, and they created a new category. When they finally did do that, Will Smith and the others got nominated, and I was so proud of. They did not show up for the Grammys because they said what you're doing is not right. They boycotted the first time, and that added that spoke truth to power. We're not going to take this. Then they wanted to come in and take over the genre. Okay, we're going to tell you what to do, and we're going to tell you how to think. And when I was looking at I didn't even realize that rap music had gone through that many different kinds of rejuvenation, that 10 steps, and they tell you when it is from the time it started in 1973 to this year. We're in another century. Look at that. Look at God.
There's
They
no
put hip hop
cookie
in
cutter.
another
Yes, he
century.
is.
And
It's
it
a
was
whole nother
great.
century, and they said it wouldn't make.
And
They
you don't get to have a voice, because and the fact that conscious rapping is what I first got introduced, and I was so proud of everybody. I was so happy for everybody. And in my era, they didn't call them rappers or MCs; they called them poets. And my favorite poet, if you could remember, I'm sure you remember, was Gil Scott-Heron. These guys,
Mhm.
they would put something heavy on you. And I appreciate the fact that the next generation and all on through to where we are now, y'all never gave up your soul. You always held on to it. You always held high. And being a black man in America was not an easy. Personality was not. I mean, when you got a son and a daughter, you got to pay attention to the girls too. They can get wild and undisciplined. To sit down with our son and have to have the talk with him because of his skin color, because people will look at him and they will judge him completely by the color of his skin. And when we was having a conversation, he said, well, that just sounds stupid. I said, how they don't even know me, mama? I
Hip
said,
hop.
that's the point. That's the point. And hip hop artists, you never gave up. You always told the truth, even when it was an ugly truth. Even when it was an
Hip
ugly.
hop was designated when you looked at whenever you listened to it, you were profiled. There's no other genre that went through as much agony and how much slug and how much quicksand we had to go through to even get to this point. Like I said, like the Grammys did not used to give it credit. So
Mm-mm.
it's like we appreciate it now, but it's like it's a long time coming that people were able to even express themselves at this capacity. We didn't care. We went to the streets and went underground and went every other capacity. When our parents didn't want us listening to it, it was like you said, these were poets, these were poet laureates. And so you have people that had PhDs and
Mhm,
had
mhm.
profound enunciation to be able to spit verbiage like that. Wow, it's great that they highlighted so many Big Daddy Kane and Rakim and stuff like that, because you these were our teachers. When our teachers about ourselves, these people were the teacher able to teach us about ourselves. So we have to be able to take that uh, and such great humility and honor that these were to be able to give us such a flawless performance. That was hip hop show conglomerate, that whole energy resonated so that mm,
I got goosebumps
thank
right
y'all.
now. I got goosebumps
Yeah,
right now to be able to see them and being in the position I am. Hip hop started when I became an adult. Was an adult, and like I said, I like the ones that make you want to get up and party and dance, and they tell
hmm
you what they gonna do to you all night long, and I'm going, yeah, right, you're gonna do a good 20
I
minutes and go to sleep. Just don't even lie to yourself
yeah,
like that. But it was so. I mean, it was when they start playing music. I'm talking about my era, and people
yeah.
just jumping up and down. I can see my grandchildren. There was just this, and to be
It
able
was
to
a
have
family
been able
affair.
to see this growth. I loved everybody that was involved in that. I mean, they're like Dunkin' Donuts. They were worth the wait. Oh my goodness, they was worth the wait.
Yeah.
And everybody looked, some of them were a little scantily clad. And I understand about scantily clad women. Look, don't be mad, don't be hating me because I look good in this a piece of fabric. Don't hate the look. Hate the player. Don't hate the player. You ain't even gotta hate the game. I mean,
Ladies, I
everybody was
love it.
so okay. This was my
Mhm.
favorite one. Okay, when they did ladies' night, they did the ladies first. Okay, and they came out. I was just,
I
oh my
loved
god,
it. I love the
oh my
fact that they had the ladies go.
god, as gentlemen would do. And it
Hmm.
showed such a sign of class. It showed such a sign of dignity. It showed that, oh, yeah, we can work together. Matter of fact, we can all work together. Because don't think you can do
Yeah.
this all by yourself. And I just want everybody who works on it and continues to work on this and continues to write music and continues to put it out there and continue for the next 50 years because this was something
Oh
that,
yeah.
and you know how we are. Oh, you gonna tell me what I can't do? Oh, you gonna tell? Oh, I can show you better than I can tell you. And everybody, I mean, everybody was flawless. Even if they made a mistake, they
Yeah.
were so flawless you couldn't even tell they made a mistake. Remember when Beyonce?
You
Oh,
couldn't even tell.
and I love her to pieces. Oh, please, no, I'm part of the Bayhives. Don't hate. And we saw her in at one of the at an Essence festival. She had on 12-inch tall shoes. She's stepping down some steps. I mean, it wasn't like no two steps, like I trip over the two steps, into the sunken living room.
Mm.
She tumbled down the stairs in those high heel shoes, did not break her shoe, did not break a heel, nothing was damaged. She see me, I'd have been still probably have been still scraping stuff up off her. Got up, didn't miss a beat, didn't drop a mic. I'm like, now see that chick right there, that's an entertainer. That's the
Yeah.
energy. And the
Mm.
energy that was in that room, and
Everybody
it was
was a
like,
professional.
yes. And
Everybody
they
that was in there was a
got
lyrical professional.
Okay, they got really unprofessional and crazy when they was in the library, and that was one of my other favorite parts. And they
Mm.
just kept going. It was seamless, and I didn't know who was gonna come out next, and it was like they was there, but I really didn't see him until they had
Mm.
the camera on him. And I'm like, that's Common and Queen Latifah flying paper
Yeah.
airplane, and all these other people see I
Mm.
was like, what are they doing? They throwing paper airplanes because that's what you do in a library and
It was
school.
like a classroom.
It,
Everybody was a class clown. Everything, every location, every region had their theme. They had their era. They had their style. They put the people that was supposed to be there. Everybody who was supposed to be there was there. People that weren't there, they out there getting their money worldwide, doing their world tours and things like that. So to pay homage, like that's why I have to, at the same breath, say thank you, Grammys. Like y'all finally, Recording Academy did something of a magnitude that needed to pay homage to a genre that changed the world.
World.
This music changed the world. It changed the way we treat each other, feel, think, move, and gravitate as far as in every new entrepreneurial aspect. People have created entrepreneurial businesses and enterprises and created empires and nations from this. And so have to, the production aspect, people that went into the production of that, people don't give a lot of credit to that. For me to go to the Grammys, see how these people orchestrated and put a show together in
Did
excellent
you love the
condition. It was
Grammys?
flawless.
Did you love tell me,
I
okay,
loved it.
did you love it?
I loved it. I
Did
love the
you?
Grammys. To see some of these people I've met at the Grammy and see them all do their thing, that brought back, like I said, the nostalgic moment for all of us to step back and appreciate these people here still with us now. Because there's a lot of people still who's not with us anymore. And so their music is their own translation to that memory to keep us going in certain aspects of our own life experience. We're all going through this human experience. And so the music is the reverberation that keeps us walking in our own rhythm, in our own way, that people walk around with headphones in their ears because that music that they're listening to is guiding in their journey. These people have created like tiles or planks to build the bridge in
Mhm.
everybody's livelihood and in the way they thinking and stuff like that. So hip hop is such an amazing form of music to see everybody that has contributed to it, and so no egos. It was just everybody flexing in their own way, and they always kings and queens in their own way.
It was
Just
awesome.
mic drops, every drop.
Oh, everybody had a mic drop. Everybody had a mic drop. Queen Latifah changed her outfits like 15 times. I was like, where the outfit at, girl? Go. I'm coming in the back to get the rest of the stuff. I just want you to know you could just put it right here and put a little piece of tinfoil on it. And I know that's my bag from you. Okay, anybody never got to know. Oh, did I just tell him I wanted her clothes? Okay, well, she know I ain't lying. And another point for me, having been in my 20s at the beginning of my 20s when hip hop, was coming out and, watching all the, everybody just coming out doing their own thing. The fact that they were so respectful on that show. And somebody must have gave them a memo. Okay, y'all don't be grabbing on your crotch now. We people about a billion people looking at y'all and see. And I always thought that made some people feel very uncomfortable, that they would do that. And I was like, y'all just shut up. Just don't even say it. Just don't, because I'm saying it anyway. I mean, I understand why they had to do that anyway. You're acting like it's gonna fall off. And if you think it's gonna fall off, maybe you're gonna need to get some salve or talk to a doctor. You ain't gotta be grabbing. I mean, how trifling is that if we're grabbing on our chi-chis? Okay, that was my mother love flashback. That and sagging. That was like, I mean, hip hop has done wonders, not just for, creating a genre, a sustainable genre. I mean, we got a lot of multi-million dollars and $1 million people in the rap game. And I'm sure but didn't they say that Jay-Z and Puffy, Jeezy, I don't know what he called himself now, they're showing, didn't they say they was billionaire? Billion.
Yeah. I mean, they knocked on the door. They banging on the door.
They ain't bang on the door.
They inside. They already in there.
Knocked that door down. They trampled on the house.
It's amazing to see that.
No, we coming in. We taking over. And one of the things that
it's created people that came from nothing and turned nothing into something into something. So it's extraordinary. It's extraordinary to see that we have come a long way. It was not easy, and I want people to understand that was not easy. I mean, once we hit 2020, I mean that's a whole different lane now. To see all of that energy in that room, that's what we need to see on a consistent basis. There needs to be events like this or congress like this around the world globally, to have the people to assemble like that. I think that needs to be uh, kind of orchestrated now,
Right.
because we see the
Right.
presentation. Now we see the standard. Now the standard needs to be maintained on every capacity, whether it's looking at nostalgic, like looking at our legends like we did last night, and even giving the baton passing to the generations that are to come, because we need to be able to educate them and empower them on the endeavors themselves, so they don't fall to any of the same loopholes and pitfalls that we fell into prior. They have the great capacity now with technology, with the avenue of all of the streaming services, blockchain technology, so many different things now. We just got to keep building the form and the space that where we be able to have these conversations as adults, as the ones in the room, and the ones who are aspiring to be in the room. So
And
to see
don't
the
think
ladies up there, yeah.
and don't think people are not watching you. They're watching you like a hawk. What are they going to do? How can we control this? It's going to get out of hand. They're starting to make their own music. They don't need us in the agencies. Wait a minute, what? I can't get 10% of what you're doing. You want to keep all the money? You want to keep the rights? Oh, no, we'll pay you this. And some people, unfortunately, can be bought like that. And it's always been so great to watch these young men and women hold on to what they believe in and say what they believe. And some of it was very hard to listen to, because we all are going through changes. We are all works in progress. And when you have an artistic outlet like rap music, there are some people that would have never thought that they would ever be able to do this and make a living at it. And with so much pushback. And I just want to say that I'm just keeping it real. Okay, just tell the truth, shame the devil. Everybody can't rap, and everybody can't rap well.
No,
No, you're not good at it. We're
no,
gonna find something else for you
no.
to do. Okay, maybe you should keep that to yourself. And I'm losing you. He just almost faded to black. Okay, I can still see you moving. And
I'm
some
still
of them
here.
some of them are not real good. And I always thought that the ones, and I'm gonna say that what they're gonna do, you can't fire me. Uh, because it was one of the genres when gangster rap came out. I mean, they were just so angry. They went from having artists went from having these party-like atmospheres, brothers and sisters, let us hang out. I'm gonna protect my one. It was so good to see the what's the one the digital. I'm taking
Digital
a lead.
underground. Oh.
I got a list. I got a list right here. It's gonna tell me. Arrested Development. Oh, it was
Oh
great to
yeah.
see them. Oh,
Oh yeah.
okay. So, okay, this is gonna be my mother love connection thing. I'm gonna tell you.
You got stories.
Okay, so I'm watching it, and I'm watching people that I've actually met, communicated with. I call their name. They're gonna. Yep. You can't take it back. I'm just gonna start.
You done a show with Will Smith. You were on his show. You was on Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Everybody was doing the Fresh Prince of Bel Air theme song. Like there is no
We knew all
not
the words.
and knew the words. He didn't even have to do nothing. He just sat there and just looked at y'all. Y'all better notice. I don't know who you are. I don't care what you're going through right now.
I know y'all
This
know
is
the words.
Fresh Prince right now and DJ Jazzy Jeff. I need you to
Oh,
do
I love
the
that.
theme right now. And it was amazing that everybody was on stage like that. Go ahead and go through them names.
Oh, now you done took my thunder from the thing. Everybody get all excited about you. I told you my nieces think I could just call him and Will, this mother love. I need you to call my nieces. I need you to do a drive-by. They about to word me to death. Okay, pull it. And then one of them, she keeps saying she's not starstruck, but I ain't never met a celebrity. I'm like, okay, so what am I, Choplet? That's why I don't like being called no celebrity. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not a celebrity. I am a star. And it's a big difference. And I said, if I got you where you can meet Will Smith, what you gonna do? She said, I'll probably pass out. Oh my God. And he was so much fun. Yes, he was. Okay. So I played the pawn shop keeper in an episode. And I didn't know this part. They were doing the Love in the Elevator. That was a big episode. And they would, cut in pieces. And I was like, and every time they do it, they send a ticket check. Okay, I don't care if it's only for 14 cents. It still get one money. Okay, I was the shopkeeper. I met Akon. I got to spend several days with Akon. As a rapper, he came out too.
Wow.
He came out. He had a nice little set. I was up in. I played his grandmother on The American King.
Oh yeah.
Y'all gotta watch it. Y'all gotta watch.
Wow.
Yes, I'm still making movies. I'm still.
You got to shamelessly promote that, everybody.
Please
What
go
is it
watch
again?
the movie, The American King. Akon is the star of it, and it was just such a wonder. It was a fun piece. Okay, yeah. Let me tell you about Akon and the movie. Okay, so we're doing what we're doing. Okay, I had one of my custom-made wigs. Okay, and it was like they wanted to wrap my head up, and I was like, I'm gonna be too hot. So I take my wig off, right? Leaving it in the hair and makeup room. That was my first mistake. Somebody know who got my $10,000 hand woven wig. They took my wig. It was gone. It was gone. And I was like, and my husband just said, just get over it, honey. You are never gonna see that wig again. But they got it from me. They got that. That's my hair. Y'all know it is. Okay, who else did I meet? Well, okay, I said that. LL Cool J. Okay, LL Cool J got the spirit of LL Cool J. That's the real deal. This cat. Okay, we got a chicken place out here called Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Those of us who are like, know it. We call it Skulls. We don't even say Roscoe. We call it Skulls. Line be outside the door, all around the block. Everybody from every walk of life, everybody from every nationality. They stand there waiting for their chicken wings and their waffles, and they are off the hook. So, okay, him and his group are coming out, and my group are going in. I ain't standing in no line. They ain't never make me stand in line. Mm-hmm. So they come in, they're coming out, and I'm coming out with, oh my God, LL Cool J, because I ain't got no filter. And he go, oh my God, mother love, pick me up. Kid you not. He was the second guy that could pick my big tank, twirl me around. I was like, okay, I ain't got no money. If you get a hernia or if you pull a cramp, I'm gonna put me down. My husband over there laughing his butt off, taking pictures. I'm like, and literally twirl me around. Everything he do, he got muscles. He got skills. And I told him, I'm gonna tell everybody I met you, and you could twirl me. I know his wife said, ain't nobody think about you and mother love. I thought that was so cool because I am the only woman that, if your husband is out with me, your boyfriend out with me, you could trust him with me. If we go to jail or we get caught, I got bail money in my shoe, and I don't care what happened. I'm going to put him up on the point. I'm going to go, Clara, he your husband. He acting a fool. I had to bring him home. Mm-hmm. That's what I do. I'm the only other woman you could trust with your husband because I got one, and you got to have super game to get even close to my husband. Anyway, so LL Cool J, that's my other one. I just love her to pieces. Yes, I do. Queen Latifah.
Oh yeah.
I met her a long time ago, and she's another one that's genuine. Because I could tell. I could tell that fake attitude you got coming up in here thinking because you somebody, I'm like, you're another human being. You got to squat to pee like I do, or you got to stand up and pee like the dudes do. Okay, ain't you what? Life is too short for that. And then I saw Quincy Jones. He another one I met. I get to call him Q. When they were doing We Are the World, he said, check it at the door. The hip hop show, 50 years of hip hop, gave me that kind of feel. Gave me the kind of feel that we're all united, we're all together. And I love the fact that nobody tried to upstage anybody else. That's what was cool. I brought it up like briefly, just for a moment, because there have been some dark times in hip hop. We had Tupac and Biggie murdered, gunned down, because they were hip hop artists, or for whatever stupid reason. They were, it was a dark time, and the whole, East Coast, West Coast battle, that brought so much turmoil that really wasn't necessary. And it always seemed like it was like an orchestrated, some kind of, and this is just me. I can have
orchestrated,
orchestrated, like it was orchestrated because it was just too meticulous. I mean, you on the Vegas Strip and somebody shoot your car up and you ain't hit, and this cat is dead. I always thought Biggie and Tupac were friends, and that some kind of way somebody else, a group got together, started orchestrating, and there was another genre that was coming into hip hop, gangster rap. I mean, they calling women all out their name, talking, and Kelsey, do they realize that their mother is a woman? You do know your mama is a woman. You do know your wife is a woman. So you really need to take those vicious words out of your mouth. To me, and I'll say it, I done said it 100 times. When y'all was in the gangster rap business, it was not pleasant. It was not pleasant. And it's history. And I appreciated that they acknowledged it in a way. They didn't shy away from it, because that was a dark time. What was your thoughts on when hip hop went from all this fun and dancing around to now it's all this anger and these shootings? And I would have never knew a word like drive-by shooting if it hadn't been for the rap industry. And that's not something kids should take with them. What was your take on it? I mean, you from California, you've seen this, I'm sure, up close. Did you think that was going to kill rap music? Because it kind of went down after that, or people got angry.
So everybody has a different perception and perspective and opinion about it. For me, like I said, I look at it like it's our community's lyrical newspaper. It is something that has always kept us up and kept us active. Now, one thing about hop's having infinite helping our people. That's what hip hop stands for.
See, I bet you a lot of people didn't know what
to be able to help our people right now.
See, and they got smart. I said hip hop artists got smart because a lot of your fellow artists are still community minded. I mean, they will come into the community, they will, do what they can do and uplift people, uplift the next generation. I remember I was speaking at a junior high school, and it was, I was going around the room, everybody was telling me their name, and we were getting to know each other. And I would say, tell me what your name is and what you want to do when you grow up. Oh, don't grow up. Have a child's heart throughout your life, and you'll never be scared. You'll never be afraid, because children are not afraid until we make them afraid. So, and I said to this one little girl, she must have been about maybe 14. And I asked her, I said, so what do you want to be when you grow up? She said, oh, mother love, I'm probably not going to grow up. I'm only 14 or whatever she said for the sake of the conversation. She said, I'm planning for I said, well, what are your plans? She said, I'm planning for my funeral. I done had to go to 3 of my friends' funerals because they were killed in a drive-by. This is a child, and this is what we've done.
That's what music did. But that's what hip hop did. It wasn't, hip hop is not lollipops. That's the one thing. It's the truth, and that's what people do not like. They don't want the truth to be set out there. And the music was the truth. The hip hop was setting people free, whether they came to the realizations. It wasn't covering up things. If somebody really was angry, was mad because their best friend slept with their girl while they was in prison, and like they had that energy. Certain songs just give you that energy. That's why I say, like, remember that I make this particular type of energy. Everybody had their own type of energy. Like when you look at a newspaper, each page was flipped. You've seen atrocities, regardless if it was music or not. Look at real life. The newspaper, there was a shooting in one page, and there was a obituary in another page. There was all different type of elements. So you get all different type of energies and different type of characters from across the whole country and across the whole world. And so for it to be designated that gangster rap did this or conscious rap did that or anything like that, the artistry itself was just something that we all, at its basic core, it did not hide anything that was not trying to be hidden. Anything that wanted to be expressed, it was getting expressed through the graffiti, through every essence that we live to in 2023, going into 2024. Our whole livelihoods, our whole society, are the way we talk to each other, the way we conduct business, the way we shake hands, was all conducted through hip hop. Hip hop has single-handedly changed our whole world within the last 50 years. So we have to stop not giving it stability and validity in our society, in the way that we think, in the way that we move, in the way that we conduct business. Everything that we listen to on TV is through hip hop media. Everything that we eat is through everything that we talk. So it, like, gangster rap music helped me compartmentalize and put into cubby holes my emotions if I felt some way like this. That's almost like you're somebody didn't walk through the door. Forgive or forget. I would laugh as a kid. And there's people that I was a kid. I laughed when somebody didn't come through the door, but then I would cry. Sad because I wouldn't have wanted nobody to do that to me. So at the same time, everything has its yin and yang. So as much as there was, say, gangster rap music, in the gangster rap music, there was killing and stuff going on before gangster rap. So we're not going to keep putting these identifications from with music of hip hop on these certain things that have happened even before hip hop even was existed. So we got to stop doing that. You know, can we
got
tie them together? Sure.
We have to accept what happened and what they did and what they stand and stood for,
and talk about it.
That's why I brought it up, because when you think about it, I mean, we lost to gun violence and drug overdoses and, you know, poverty and, you know, not having enough food. You know, they're out here killing up each other, killing up kids, taking away futures, not just the people who get killed, but the people who do the killing. It affects everybody. I mean, every day. When my husband and our son, he is from that era. He is from that, and that is what he was listening to. And his father said, I want to know what he's listening to, because the music, it can't resonate with somebody who's listening to it if they haven't been through that. If they haven't been through the angst, it wouldn't attract anybody to them, because they wouldn't know what that is.
Even if they didn't go through it, it's a story to be told. Even if they didn't go through it, it's a story, just like a book, just like Harry Potter, anything like that. You have people from other nationalities and races and cultures that there's hip hop in predominant. There's PhD classes built around hip hop music now, and so like for people to not take it at its core, like Tupac said, Brenda had a baby. There was a baby in that garbage can before hip hop even existed. So like we have to stop thinking that hip hop is the reason why. Yeah, it's the forefront. It's taking everybody's brunt. It's taking everybody's slaps. You know.
Do you think that gangster rap? Because see, I thought when everybody was going through that transition, that it would. I mean, I don't understand it, but I do understand it, because gangster rap, these young brothers were angry because of the way that they were treated. This is what it is. I mean, when you got to sit down and talk to your son about how to come home alive, that you can't trust the police, you can't trust people, you know, and I would never ever say I don't trust some police officers. I trust more than often, but to have that conversation with your son and with your daughter a lot of times, you know, that has him on the defense already. He said he came home one day, he must have been about 16, and he came home one day and he had this look on his face, and I said, baby, what's the matter? He said, Mama, I went into the department store. I ain't gonna call it a department store. Okay, Nordstrom's. I was in Nordstrom. They just started following me around. He said, at first I didn't think they was following me around, but if I went around the corner, they went around the corner with me. If I kept going, they kept going. He said, I was so uncomfortable, I didn't know what to do. I knew to leave, to separate myself from that place. He said he felt so uncomfortable. And I don't ever want him, my grandsons, nieces, nephews, your children, anywhere to ever have to feel like they can't be safe in their environment, can't be safe in their own neighborhood. And we have to take responsibility for that. We have to understand that our young people are getting neglected. You know, they're trying to pump them full of drugs. Oh, you got ADHD, PXYQ. Their bodies aren't even, you know, fully developed, and you don't know what kind of, you know, action is going on or adverse reaction that could be happening. We got to teach ourselves how to love and respect ourselves, so we can love and respect our children. Just because they're children, they little baby humans. Just because they're children does not mean they're not to be respected. And I want them to
my defense to that.
Okay. I'm not
like okay, I said, hip hop is not about the lollipops. For one, if you remove the hip, my question is, would these atrocities and still not be going on? would all of these things still be going on if you removed all these people who ever
Oh, no, I ain't talking
spit
about
all of
all
these
them. No, no,
phenomenal
no,
bars? These things in
no.
these communities were still happening even before music, even before hip hop was going on. We were getting bit by dogs, and we were as jolly as we could possibly be. Hip hop is lyrical newspaper. It has spoken truth to a lot of things that have gone on, and we have to stand true to that. This is a media form that has, there's no other media form out there that has actually exposed and expressed to its core form of artistry. That's what people have to take out of the, like, anything can be influenced.
Mm-hmm.
Anything can be
And
influenced.
why?
Music is influential. It doesn't matter if it was kindergarten sing, if we started, if it wasn't hip kindergarten jingles, and they were still talking about gunning down people like the mafia. It's still out here. So for hip hop to take the brunts like it has taken, we have to be able to step back, because all hip hop did was talk about the last things that have gone in the last 400 years that have cultivated that. It's unfortunate that we've gotten to that point, that it has inside of the communities, inside of the minds and stuff like that. Hate is perpetuated by the hate that has been given to us. And we have gone through a lot of supremacy that has suppressed a lot of things. And when we
And
look at it, how the music has changed that and made and gave people opportunities to overcome that, to where they actually picked up a book and read a book and actually got us educated. This stuff actually helped educate people. It taught people how to entrepreneurs actually have their own businesses. Master P, the E40, like we have people created their own businesses. Snoop Dogg, like we have people who actually had Ice Cube. Can we go down the whole
Ice
list and actually
T,
give hand claps to all of these people
all
who
of
actually have done this stuff? Like, regardless of anything, like there's entertainment forms and platforms that have been doing this. They really remove the music from this. The crack would have still been going. People would still been getting bit by the Rodney Kings of the world would have still been going on.
And Rodney King
So
said,
it's
"Can
just,
we just all get along? Can we just all?"
and it was the only music that stood up for things like that. With Public Enemy, Fight the Power,
Mm-hmm.
to actually talk things, knowing that, hey, that's not okay to get bit by a dog. That's not okay to get beat by a baton. We need to pass the baton. We need to actually grow, and music has educated people that we haven't even. Dude, there's so many people that we have not even, like, we failed to mention. KRS-One, KRS-One. Like, we got to give these people their hand
Yeah,
claps. Like,
you gotta give them that part.
who have kept it conscious, who
I
have kept
still
it to
don't
where
like
they
gangster
aim.
rap.
And that's perfectly fine. Everybody has their cup of tea. All I'm saying is that art form in that moment
Is it
created
an
an
art form to
expression
just
of
use? Is it an art form to just think about just using profanity
yes,
and
yes.
using vulgar names and calling one another out of their names and calling women all these vulgar things. Don't treat people like that. These women are somebody's daughter, somebody's mother. Every time you use the
That's
word
just the way the universe
apple
is made.
tree,
The universe is under
and
no obligation to
just
ever make sense to
like
anyone else.
okay,
We can't tell a volcano committing these atrocities.
right.
We can't,
But the
like,
stuff that
this
we
is just
have
the way the
control over,
universe works. It has,
though. Okay,
okay.
but what about the stuff that we, as human beings, the stuff that we have control over? What we can do, what comes out of our mouth, the thoughts that come through our brain that come out of our mouth. There are oftentimes, look, I done told y'all I'm down 1.5 heathens already. I'm just working on my other heathen, and sometimes I have thoughts in my head and I'm like, okay, you shouldn't even be using, even thinking stuff like that. And I can have control over that, not have an impulse to be angry because somebody stepped on my shoe or bumped into me, making a mountain out of a molehill. This is what I'm talking about. We're only going to be here for a finite number, period. Let's not
And we
waste.
have to give people that have made these mistakes. We have to give people who may have made these, who we may self-righteously acclaim people that have made these mistakes. We got to allow people the time to actually be able to learn from that. Mistakes do get made. So hey, if say gangster rap was a mistake that was made, people are learning from it, taking into consideration the fact hey, dang, I made a song that may have killed somebody. I may have been in a meeting with somebody who may have said, hey, I need you to make some gangster rap music to kill some so we can build our prison system. And so there are things like that where, like, even with like Bone Thugs and Harmony,
Oh, now wait,
Bone
no,
Thugs
no,
and Harmony
hold,
got
no,
approached like that. There are
wait, wait,
people
wait.
out
I
there
just,
who have
I just,
paid
wait a minute, hold
the.
on, time. I just want to ask you,
Yes,
uh,
ma'am.
because you talked about the prison and you went past it real fast, having this kind of animosity in your heart to to cause you to go, or you make the decision to go out and harm somebody else so that you go to jail. And see, systemically,
And
there are more Black people and more people of color in the penal systems than anybody else. Black people are only 13% of the population. Latinos are outshining us by,
but
I think, 70%.
the problem is we single-handedly singling out. Music is the whole only dynamic
And
range.
that's
These
not,
people, and
and that is
that's
not
not
fair.
fair
It's not
completely.
fair.
That's what I'm
I give
saying.
you that. It
Yes,
is not fair because
so many layers and
this is what they're doing.
dynamics.
I just think, to me, because see, I got spoiled on Gil Scott-Heron and the Last Poets. I'm just and that's what they were, the Last Poets, and it was time. It was, and really it morphed into hip hop. It morphed into people learning how to spit. I mean, because when you could spit, cause that's what they used to call it when I first heard it. You spit, I'm like, why would you spit on somebody? And they were like spitting the
You had to
lyrics.
learn terminology. It was a whole.
Look,
There's an urban dictionary made off of
and
hip
people
hop.
don't know about
Can
that.
we get? Yeah, we have a whole urban dictionary.
Different way, and see, and this is what and people don't understand that. I'm thinking, I think it was Jimmy Fox that said something about where they crucified him, some dude named Jesus, and everybody said, well, I feel offended by that. I mean, why would you be offended by that? I don't understand people being offended by the truth. Okay, you might not like it. I'm not saying, did I say you were going to like it? I did not say you were going to like it. I didn't say it. So and if you don't like it, do something about it. Oh, wait, I forgot somebody else on the hip hop list. Okay, wait a minute.
Who else?
Warren
Who else on the
G.
list?
I say Warren G out there.
G.
Queen Latifah. And wait a minute, where my other? My soror, MC Light.
MC Light, yeah.
We sing me down the road.
MC Light, I love her.
And she is good.
Like
She about
I've
this
met.
piece of paper,
Yeah.
y'all. She about this teeny mini, and a lot of them are just. I was just so proud. Everybody looked good. Everybody, they look like they all smelled good too. That might be some. I mean, all in there, they got their nails done, they got their hair did, and it was a guy.
Yeah.
I can't think if he was on a rare cover for the hip hop, but he had on an ensemble I had never ever seen on a man, and he rocked. He rocked it. Everybody looked good there. And I'm looking forward to the 51st one.
Look at the fashion industry.
Okay, next time y'all have it, y'all don't invite me, I'm going to be outside going, I know y'all. They better let me in. Y'all know what's Mother loving y'all. Please let her in. I told you I got to
everybody can't. Everybody can't keep beating up on hip hop. Hip hop changed fashion.
I ain't beating up on. I'm talking about them not inviting me. I ain't beating up on hip hop. I was in there doing one of the songs I love. I got 5 on it. Let's go.
Yeah,
Everybody. I said, what's wrong with 5 on that? What y'all tell me? I ain't listening to the word. I'm jamming to the beat, and I like the word. I got. He said, do you know what they're talking about having 5 on? That one and the other one. It might be the same song. I want some of your brown sugar. He said, don't sing that. Don't sing that. I'm like, why? And they never tell me. Like, you shouldn't even be listening to hip hop. You would learn the words too fast. Well, that's what we're gonna do. And you have generations behind you.
Hip hop provided.
It's here to stay. It is here to stay. I'm just glad that people like Queen Latifah, MC Light, Remy Ma. Was Remy Ma there? I don't even see her name. Yeah, Remy Ma. I don't know.
Remy Ma.
I don't know her.
Look at Remy Ma. She may have made mistakes in her life, and she's back from that. Now she got a battle rap league. Like, that's fascinating. How you may have had things that occurred in your life, even in my life. So to have the bounce back, that's the beauty of energy of hip hop, that it has allowed you to bounce back and overcome. It's giving you the energy. Any one of these people's songs, and it resonates. And like I said, anytime I've heard any one of these people's songs, but it took me back to the moment that I heard these people's songs. All of the ladies, all of the fellas, so
Mhm.
that's what we need to do. That's what we need to keep empowering everybody and to pass it on to the next generation. They were able to see the dynamic, the unity in the conglomeration, because there has been a section where we have been in right now, the divide, and we haven't seen our OGs really come out and really cultivate and create apprenticeships and bring up the young cats in the game, be able to cultivate them, and they had all wild and reckless and undisciplined, and that's completely understand, because when you leave a plant unwatered, it does wither and perish. So that's the thing, that's to see that dynamic and the unprecedented professionalism of all of these people to come together, whether they're East Coast, West Coast, down South, Midwest, anything like that, and everybody represents professionally in their own essence, with their own fashion, with their own terminology, their own cadence, their own verbiage, their own way. That's what we needed to see. That's what we needed to hear. The ability to be able to create, us as hip, be able to create the energy that is needed to have people sit back and slow down, homie. Stop. Stand still. Shut up and listen. It's trying to tell you something. These God MC something. So turn your volume up and listen to this 50 years of hip hop that's been banging in your system, that's been banging on the doors of legislation, that's been banging on all of these prison bars, on all of these high school tables, hustle and flow, all of the freshness that we have had in our whole life. Like, I just feel good. Hip hop music should make us all feel good. It ain't never ran scared from nobody.
Never. Now they can't take nothing. They cannot take that. No, period. I don't care who it is. And I appreciate the fact that a lot of the youngsters, I keep calling y'all youngsters. Well, I got shoes older than y'all. The fact that you have become not
Experience.
just artists, experience, and you got some metal to you. You got some stripes on you that you got battle scars. I got battle scars. That's why I wear long sleeve and everything. I cover up the bumps. But the bumps is for me running into my own cabinet, because I cook with the cabinet doors open and I forget the cabinet. Okay, and I'll be like, and my husband, what you done ran into? What you done ran into now? And people that see me like, did she just run into the cabinet? I told, and people didn't know us. They'd be like, what's she doing? And I say, I got hit in the face with the cabinet. And I was like, seriously. And he goes behind me. I cook with the refrigerator door open. I know. I'm getting better at that, And so, but to see the fact that you all can build businesses and hire people and do something positive in the community. I was looking at some article. I can't call the young man's name now, but he a famous rapper, and he said, I'm getting out the rap game because I got my assignment. I'm here to serve God. And you could have bought me for a quarter. I mean, to hear young people talk that way, it's refreshing to us and the generation behind us, you, and then a generation that's coming up behind you, our grandchildren. So, I mean, this is generational. We really do have to turn the corner on how we're going to treat each other.
We have to.
We're gonna how you treating yourself. You don't have to be ill and sick and full of diabetes and can't go any place because your gout got you and everything. We got things that we got to do. We cannot build a healthy community if we're not healthy. Let's hold on to each other. We do.
Yeah, we have to change the way we think and feel and look at hip hop, because it is creating the imagery that we need to see as a people on how hip hop is creating that generational connection that we need. We don't need to keep having these conversations of dysfunctionality and communication that hip hop is this and hip hop is that. You look at a great example with Jadakiss, his father and him is into a coffee enterprise now that may rise and supersede Starbucks. So we need to think about things like that. This man created his own type of industry, his own entrepreneurial business from this lyricism, for him being in class while people were saying they don't to get your education. You might not have got, he might have got, I might have gotten F's, but I got a PhD in this lyricism. I got a
Now,
PhD in being able to understand these streets. So that's where we have to be able to connect back and understand that hip hop is really truly in the essence of all of our walks and the every essence of how we speak. And we need to give everybody who is still walking this earth right now their roses.
and they will get it.
Thank you.
Thank
you, hip hop.
I said I want to go to the production so I can kiss everybody that had everything to do with this show. I want to kiss the craft services people and the wardrobe people and the makeup people. And don't even get me started on the kids on the stage. I'm like, oh my gosh, I am such a waterhead. I mean, literally, I was just so I'm glad I recorded it. I was like, I don't even know what this is, but I'm going to record it soon. They said, Big Daddy Kane. Oh, my God.
I was in
there. Chocolate. Oh, my goodness. I tell people I'm married.
Like nobody was winded. Everybody was professional. Everybody was able to get this stuff out. It wasn't jumping off of the stage. Right. Everybody was in the element. I heard everybody. Yeah. So,
and it was just of course I'm listening to the music and I'm looking at the fashion and I was just so, and I'm going, oh, I think I told them chicks, I know they think they're funny.
I'm looking at rings.
I ain't even gonna get him. I don't even get started. Okay, now you brought it up, and I'm gonna tell them what you said. You are terrible. He said, first thing I look at is their hand. If they don't have no ring on it, I'm like, what? Sometimes people don't wear their wedding ring, but you could tell when they're married and when they're not married, right? But you have something that's like, it's something. Are you willing to tell people what you go from the ring to the wear? Don't be giving me that blank look on your face like, I don't know what she talking about. Y'all know my love.
A ring to the feet. Ring to the feet.
He ain't wearing nowhere ain't look from her neck up, ain't look from the neck down, ain't see what kind of knees she got. I'm looking at her. If her left hand is got a neck of that third ring finger, that neck.
If it got a tan line on it, how like tree rings, how tan is it? If it got tree ring tan lines?
Yeah, exactly. I had to get some new wedding rings because mine had got too big. And I went to fling and it flung off my hand. I was like, oh, rope. So thank goodness for my husband. I always tell him he need to get some glasses, but he could find my earrings and my pulse. He is just so cool. He even liked it. See, that should tell you something right there. My husband, he was just jumping. He wasn't jumping up and down. He was telling me, now you need to stop. Your hip gonna be hurting tomorrow. Now you can't do all that. I'm like, ain't nobody talking to you, black man. And I got up and then I had a little shift on the left side. So I was just working with my right leg for a minute. And it was time for me to sit down. I appreciate everybody who had anything to do with this program. And it took everybody to make it work so seamlessly. So that's what I was impressed with. I mean, they were coming in and out, and they gave one of them kind of performances like Beyonce and what's the girl name? I'm looking right at her face. I met her, Mary J. Blige. I'm like, okay, all right, y'all gonna pay for this lady. You see what happened to Prince? That he had to have 2 hip replacements, and he about this big. And they said, well, what you need hip replacements for? He said, wearing them high heel shoes and jumping off of speakers. I'm like, told you it was gonna catch up with you. And pace yourself. You guys did a magnificent job, everybody. But pace yourself, because I was looking at some of the guys, and they got the gray hair and look real good. I'm like, oh yeah, remember that? Then they said Big Daddy Kane. I was gone. I told him, you better be glad I got a husband I love. I'd be snatched your off in the bush.
He did his little dance too.
He just bust out laughing. We in the VIP room. See, now what I tell people, I'm married. I ain't blind. I know Sookie when I see Sookie. I know, is it Dexter or Diesel? Oh, we're almost out of time, but I want to ask you this. What does drip mean now? I heard drip or dip. I think it's drip. You don't know what it means?
Drip.
Yeah, I don't know if it's drip, Chip. I
Drip
don't
is
know what it
jewelry.
is, but it was a slang word. And I'm
Drip
like,
is jewelry. Drip is jewelry. Drip is
oh, see,
jewelry.
I didn't. I thought it might have been Swift. I thought it might have been
Fashion.
Swift.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Prime Black, tell people how they can get in touch with you.
You can get in contact with me. You can Google me. I'm Googleable. I'm Googleable.
That's a
People.
word he made
At
up. He
Prime
makes up his
Black.
own.
PRIMEBLAQ.
BLAQ. Okay, give it again because I was talking over you making up a word. Googleable. Give it again.
Prime Black.
Prime
Yeah,
Black.
it's at Prime Black.
It has
Yes,
been awesome.
PRIMEBLAQ.
It has been awesome. Oh, to talk to you. It's good to have you on the show again. Peace and blessing. Rock it out.